Governor Soludo urges Nigerian leaders to draw from lessons of Ramadan by enthroning justice and good governance. Anambra State Government inaugurates 2023 Census Population Committee reiterates readiness for seamless exercise. NAS members elect to commence induction training next month as U.S. deploys more troops to Djibouti for possible Sudan evacuation. Good morning and welcome to Breakfast News on ABS Television. I am David Okpokwasele. Before the news in details, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's continue to give him maximum support for the task ahead. We begin from Awka here, where the governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has firstly stated with Muslim faithful in Anambra State and across the country on the celebration of Eid al-Fitr, which marks the end of the holy month of Ramadan. Congratulating the Muslim faithful on the completion of the 30-day fast, Governor Soludo stressed the need for spiritual exercise and how it is important in drawing them closer to Allah. He urged Muslims and other Nigerians to live in peace, love, and harmony with one another as brothers and sisters. The governor encouraged Nigerians not to lose hope despite the difficulties and economic hardship in the country, but charged them to live in peace with one another and continually pray for the country. While noting that Ramadan was a season of discipline and sacrifice, the governor urged them to celebrate with modesty and to remember the less privileged among them. Governor Soludo said that the holy month of Ramadan no doubt has drawn them closer to the Almighty Allah and urged them not to depart from the noble principles of discipline, humility, and love for fellow men and women and characterized in the period. Governor Soludo urged them not to lose hope in the country, irrespective of difficulties and economic challenges the country is currently passing through. The Commissioner of Police, Anambra State Command, Mr. Echeng, has felicitated with the Muslim community worldwide, especially in Anambra State, on the celebration of Eid al-Fitr. Commissioner Echeng, while congratulating the Muslims on the successful completion of the fasting and prayers, entreated them to also use this period of festivity to pray for the peace and security of the state and nation at large. A press release signed by the State Public Relations Officer of the Nigerian Police Force in Anambra State, Mr. Tochukwu Ikenga, reaffirmed the police commissioners and command's commitment to protecting lives and property and maintaining law and order during the festive period. It further directed area commanders, heads of tactical formations, and divisional police officers to engage in visibility policing patrols that are dynamic and potent to address any security concerns. It maintained that the command is also collaborating with other security agencies and stakeholders within the state to provide adequate public security and safety during and after the period. To this end, the release enjoined residents of the state to remain law-abiding and vigilant. It further advised citizens to call or disseminate useful information through the command control room numbers 112 or 07039194332, assuring the utmost confidentiality of information conveyed through these channels. Also, the governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has inaugurated the 2023 Population and Housing Census Security, Logistics, Publicity Committee with a charge not to leave any stone unturned for a seamless census exercise. Our correspondent, Kenneth Kuchwode, has more on the story.
The event, held at the government house in Awka, had in attendance heads of security agencies in the state, heads of federal government agencies and parastatals, and a host of other stakeholders. Professor Soludo, in his remark, emphasized the need for everyone to be counted during the period of the census and that the speculation of not counting children should be done away with, as the figures collected during the exercise will make for inclusive governance. Represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Solu Chukwulobelu, noted that all efforts should be made to have a seamless census and called on all, including the media, religious, and the committee, to make concerted efforts towards the objectives.
The Commission used the opportunity to tell the state what to expect in this census that is coming and how to prepare for it. Please, much has been said about the importance of the census. The governor has said it during the campaign, election campaign. Use the opportunity to say a lot about the census.
The National Population Commission Federal Commissioner, Mr. Chidi Ezeoke, in his keynote address, explained that the Population and Housing Census 2023 seeks to have a comprehensive data for development planning purposes, and the Commission is geared towards such by adopting digital technology to produce quality and acceptable data.
I want to welcome you to this auspicious occasion of the inauguration of the State Security, Logistics and Publicity Committees for the 2023 Population and Housing Census. Indeed, this event marks another major milestone in the Commission's journey towards the successful conduct of the 2023 census to generate evidence-based demographic data for development planning purposes.
The MPC State Director, Dr. Joachim Olasi, explained that the inauguration of the committee will help strengthen its resolve to ensure a seamless population and housing census, and appreciated the state government for its continued support.
Indeed, this occasion is another move towards smooth and hitch-free conduct of 2023 population and housing census.
Bearing their minds, the chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Anambra State Chapter, Comrade Odogwu Emeka Odogwu, the acting director of the National Orientation Agency, Sir Joseph Uchendo, and the chairman of Civil Society Network, Prince Chris Azor, pointed out that the census is important for development planning and social welfare of the people, saying that they are joining effort with their group and agencies to achieve set objectives. The ceremony witnessed the inauguration of the committee by the SSG, Professor Chukwulobelu, and the acceptance speech by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Security Matters, Chief Ben Chiobi, on behalf of other members. In Awka, it's been Kenechukwu Chukwudi for EBS News.
62 graduates of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University have been inducted into the Farmers Council of Nigeria. The event, chaired by pharmacist Bankole Ezebilo, was witnessed by the Commissioner for Education, Anambra State, Professor Ngozi Chumude, the traditional ruler of Ogidi community, Igwe pharmacist Alex Onyedo, pharmacist Valentine Okelu, who was the guest speaker, and other giants in the sector. Our correspondent, Joseph Eboche, has the report and now completes the story.
Addressing the gathering, commissioned represented by the Director of Higher Education in the Ministry of Education, Mrs. Oyibo Alo, who described the event as a welcome development and in line with the agenda of Professor Chukwuma Soludo's administration, emphasized that the governor is resolute in taking Anambra State school system to an enviable height, calling for the support of all.
Always apply the ethics of your profession. May God give you the ability to achieve all your goals in life.
The Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Greg Nwakobi, who described the academic journey as tortuous but eventually successful, encouraged the inductees to be good ambassadors of the university in the larger society. He emphasized that committed individuals with wherewithal are needed to fund education in the state, adding that the Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences of the university needs more facilities for its smooth running. On his part, the Dean of the Faculty, Professor Theophine Akunne, who described the first ever induction ceremony of the graduates of the faculty as another milestone in the history of the university, said with the 5 years of intensive training, the inductees have been given all it takes to go into the world and contribute to the societal healthcare needs in all ramifications of pharmacy practice. He commended all who contributed to achieving full accreditation of programs at the faculty, the Vice Chancellor of the university and his management team for their support. Professor Akunne also appealed to Ndi Anambra to do more for the faculty, as according to him, more improvements are still needed in the areas of infrastructure, teaching aids, collaborations with industries, endowment fund, additional 32-seater bus for students' clinical training at both Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University Teaching Hospital, Amakwuoka, and the Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Norfia, especially now that all is set for a switch over to 6-year Doctor of Pharmacy program, saying that it will enable the faculty to attain greater heights and become one of the best pharmacy schools in Nigeria and beyond.
We were able to induct 62 freshly prepared pharmacists into the noble pharmacy profession by the Pharmacy Council of Nigeria.
Administering the pharmacist oath on the graduates, the Registrar of Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, Pharmacist Ibrahim Ahmed, represented by the head of the Department of Education and Training, Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, Dr. Anthony Doko, urged inductees to maintain high ethical conduct and leadership standards set forth by the PCN and endeavor to serve as examples for the achievement of excellence in the provision of quality pharmaceutical services for sustainable healthcare delivery in Nigeria. In a valedictory speech, the overall best graduating student, pharmacist Chidera Delibe, thanked all who contributed to their successful academic exercise and promised on behalf of others to remain good ambassadors of the university. Awards presentation to the best graduating and other students with outstanding performances, as well as selected individuals, featured at the event. From the Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University, Igbarian campus, Joseph Ebocha reporting for ABS News.
The management of the National Assembly says members-elect of the Senate and House of Representatives will start their induction and pre-inauguration exercise next month. A statement by the Secretary, Research, Information and Chairman Subcommittee on Media and Publicity, Dr. Ali Umaru, said that the program will be held in 2 batches. The statement stated that the first batch was scheduled to commence from May 7th to May 13th, while Batch B will hold from May 14th to May 20th. It added that the program was in conjunction with the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies. The objectives of the induction and the inauguration exercise is to expose members-elect to the functions of the National Assembly, its practices and procedures, as well as the services available to them. Master Ogbonna Chibunna of Christ Foundation Model Academy Secondary School, Okija, and Uchendu Great of Union Secondary School, Okija, have emerged winners in the first edition of the Best Brain Contest in Mathematics and Igbo Language Quiz competitions organized by Akwaza groups at Omoapani Village Hall, Okija, in Ihiala local government area of Anambra State. Best Brain Contest is one of the educational platforms established by Akwaza Group, a non-governmental organization to uplift the standard of education across Anambra State, as well as help talented children to actualize their dreams as it regards their educational goals. We bring you the report.
11 junior secondary school students selected from within Okija community participated in the quiz competition as Master Ogbonna Chibunna took first position in Igbo language with 19 points, while Master Uchendu Great took first position in mathematics with 19 points. Second position and third position were won by students from other schools that participated in the quiz with 16 and 17 points respectively. In an address, the chairman and chief executive officer at Akwaza Group, Honorable Frank Igbojindo, pointed out that they organized the quiz competition because of their love for education and humanity, while emphasizing that the reason they added the Igbo language is to enable the students to know the importance of speaking their mother tongue, which is Igbo language, and also prevent the Igbo language from going into extinction. Honorable Igbojindo, while mentioning some of the benefits that the winners of the quiz competition will get, which include a 1-year scholarship and engaging them in skill acquisition, charged the students to read their books and make their parents and their schools proud.
We are preparing now for Eastern universities, federal and state universities on Igbo language. We want to inculcate that discipline of speaking Igbo in schools. But the next one also now, we want to engage in seminars. We want to train the young ones, speak to them, enlighten them on the benefits of education and also living a good life.
While appreciating the organizers of the Best Brain Contest, the state chairman, Actors Guild of Nigeria, who also served as the examiners, Evangelist Leo Ewuzie, Ichie Onumba Alex from Holy Child Comprehensive Secondary School, Okija, and Mrs. Gift Ohazulike of Christ the Foundation Model Secondary School, Okija, rated the performance of the school so high while describing the quiz competition as an eye-opener to some students who are participating for the first time. In an interview, Barrister Akajuku Maduako noted that the best way to fight insecurity in any community is to engage the youths by catching them young, and thanked Abaza Foundation for taking up the responsibility while reminding the students that education can never fail them. In their separate interviews, Master Chibunna, who took first position in Igbo language, and Master Uchendo, who also took first position in mathematics, thanked the foundation for availing them the opportunity to partake in the quiz competition and promised that they will always put in their best in their academic pursuits.
I feel glad that I'm the winner of the best brain competition in mathematics. I'll be trying my best in others. I have to tell them a big thank you for organizing this type of event.
A word of appreciation to key partners, including Oliver Ibojindo and other stakeholders, as well as handing over the paraphernalia, the cup, the medals, and the certificates to the winners, formed the climax of the event.
The United States is preparing to send a large number of additional troops to its military base in Djibouti in case of an eventual emergency evacuation from Sudan of American citizens. Forces commanded by two previously allied leaders of Sudan's ruling council began a violent power struggle last weekend that has so far killed more than 330 people. The Pentagon said in a statement that they are deploying additional capabilities nearby in the region for contingency purposes related to securing and potentially facilitating the departure of U.S. embassy personnel from Sudan. The embassy in Khartoum also issued a statement on Thursday saying because of the security situation and closure of the airport, it is not currently safe to undertake a U.S. government-coordinated evacuation of private U.S. citizens. Nigeria's Flying Eagles have been placed in Port 3 ahead of the draw ceremony of the 2023 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. The draw will take place at the Federation of International Football Association headquarters in Zurich, Switzerland today. Uzbekistan, Japan, Honduras, Iraq, and Fiji are also placed in Port 3 alongside the Flying Eagles. The Flying Eagles are among the 4 African countries that will compete in the competition. The competition will start in Argentina on May 20. And finally, on the news this morning, the remains of the late Mr. Cyprian Chiedozie Obele, Akurienne of Umu Uruejimofo village, Norfia, in Njikoka local government area of Anambra State, have been laid to rest at Norfia amidst encomiums from family members, relatives, friends, and well-wishers. Age 73, the late Obele, according to his biography, was until his death a lover of education, discipline, and a successful businessman with a base in Aba, and as a devoted Catholic at home and abroad, working for God and humans. Again, our correspondent, Joseph Ebocha, was there and now reports.
At a funeral mass in his honor at St. Anthony's Catholic Church, Norfia, the officiating priest, Reverend Father Donatus Okeke, from Seat of Wisdom Major Seminary, Umuahia, reminded Christians and all mourning the dead that death is a necessary end for all mortals when only God approves. Also restated that the central message of the Christian faith is that those who die in Christ will rise with him, a solace for the bereaved. Recounting the virtues of their late father after interment, a son and daughter to the deceased, Mr. Chinonso Obele and Mrs. Obianuji Ifezue, Ni Obele, said the deceased was a man of peace who loved and cared for others.
I'm so many things about Madoha, Obo, Eriro, Yano Yabana de Nama, Amotamna, Udo, KJB, and Udo, we give you a long life.
He's a lover of all. We love him so then. At least as I've known him as a man of peace, our family, that God will be able to help us so that in whatever that we are doing, we can do it according to the way that pleases God.
Son-in-law to the deceased, Mr. Chukwuemeka Ifezue, said that Kurienne was a man of the people and died like a saint. They prayed for the peaceful repose of his soul and promised to continue to live out his virtues.
nkwasị enyi ike dịka oke ọgọ ihe nna agwa ndị ezinụlọ ahụ na bọsị mmadụ kwara mmadụ ka ọ kwara onwe ya andị onye ọbụla na-eme ajọ ihe wefu aka.
Condolence visit by traditional rulers, the MPU Aba branch, and the Ofobi age grade Northia, among others, featured at the event. In Oka, Joseph Ebocha reporting for ABS News.
Follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging on to our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/ABS Television Oka, and on our Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Before we go, here are the main points again. We told you that Governor Soludo has urged Nigerian leaders to draw from lessons of Ramadan by enthroning peace, justice, and good governance. Anambra State government has inaugurated 2023 Census Population Committee, which rates readiness for seamless exercise. NAS members-elect are to commence induction next month as U.S. deploys more troops to Djibouti for possible Sudan evacuation. We remind you that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total maintenance of Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's continue to give him maximum support for the task ahead. I am David Okwakose. Thank you for joining us on the news this morning. The weekend show continues right after now. Stay with us.